Hey there. So on the previous video we made pasta, right, from scratch. And if you thought that I'm going to leave you alone on just that, you're very wrong, because today we're going to try out to make oxtail ragu. Yep, you heard me right, oxtail ragu. It's a red tomato based sauce that's made with oxtail. So let's go and make it. Alright, as you can see that they have browned nicely, right? So they are browning amazingly, and what we're going to do is we're going to add the onions in there, the garlic and the red chilies in there. So let's do it. Take the onions, we pour it in. So what the onions will do is that it will give a nice sweet fragrance to it. And then the garlic and the dry red chili, these are basically the amping up the heat and the acidity of it. What we're going to do next is we're going to add in some nutmeg that I've crushed. So that's about 1 nutmeg in there. I've mixed it around and the onions are floating underneath. So what we're going to do is, once you see that everything is soft like that and it's beautiful, right, what we're going to do is we're going to add the tomato sauce. So now, if you want to make your own tomato sauce, it's going to take you a lot of time, but you know, this brand, I have been using it for quite a while. So you just take the traditional sauce, which is meant for pastas, and you just pour it in. So it depends. If you're making it for the first time, go with half a bottle, right? So there's half a bottle, go in with that and cook the sauce down. Later you can add in water when you're boiling and softening the meat. Alright, so I'm just going to give it a mix. If I can just describe to you the scent that it is coming right now, which is the sweetness of the onions, and then the tartness, or how should I say, the acidity of the tomatoes, you know, mixing around with the chili and the garlic. It's really an amazing scent, and this is what Italian cuisine means, right? You get the most out of the most simplest ingredients out there. So you just put it around like this, and once everything is coated and all of them know each other very well, you cover it up. Okay, so now as you can see that the oil is coming above and everything is moist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and add the water inside. Alright, so that's the first bowl. And here's the second bowl. So put the bowl aside and you give it another mix to let everything mix around with the water. So now you have just added colder water to it, right? So you need to increase the heat to high so that everything comes back to the temperature it was as before. So right now, after this, all you have to do is wait, let it cook down for about 1 hour, you know, depending on your heat, your stove heat. So it might take 1 hour, it might take 1.5 hours, or let's say if you're using jet stove like the wok stove, then well, sure, it will be done before even you know it. So if you're in a hurry, you can also do this in pressure cooker. It will take about 20 minutes, but then it's not going to be, how should I say, as tasty, right? So I'm going to let it cook slowly, and then after that we will come back and we'll see how it is. Catch you there. As you can see that the sauce has reduced to almost half now, and then what I'm going to do is I will start seasoning it, right? So I have about 2 tablespoons of salt over here, so I'm just going to put that in, and then we're going to add in some oregano, right? So oregano gives it a bit of the spicy kick, so I'm just going to add in the oregano, and after that a bit of thyme. Thyme goes very well with beef, right? And any beef fat oil. And we're going to go in with a bit of dried parsley, right? And later on we will also add raw parsley to it. And a little bit of rosemary. Right? So not too much, just a bit, because rosemary is quite strong. And after that, we're just going to give it a mix. And we're going to leave it to boil further. Right, so this has been boiling in medium-high heat for almost 45 minutes, and once this round is done, you can see how thick and rich the sauce is, right? And then also the oxtail is becoming softer, So if at this point, if you need to add a bit more water, if you see that your oxtail is not as soft as you want it to be, it's not falling off the bone yet, you can add a bit more water. So right now, if you can see that the sauce has really thickened, and this is how thick it is, right? So as you can see, all the water has evaporated, and I have added in the other half of the tomato paste. So it's super thick now, super tasty now. So just to bring in a bit of earthy taste, what we're going to do is we're going to add a bit of parsley into it, right? So this is just generously chopped parsley, and once that's done, I'm just going to mix that in, and pretty much the sauce is done, right? So next what I'm going to do is that we're going to take the pappardelle pasta that we have made on the previous video, and then we are going to make it into a oxtail ragu pasta. All right. Good. I have over here boiling heating up some water that is going to boil, and I put the ragu on the other side. So now I'm just going to add a bit of salt. A bit means a lot of salt because we want it to be as salty as the sea. And then once it's coming up to a boil, then what we're going to do is we're going to add the pasta, pappardelle pasta. Okay, so now the water is just coming up to a boil, and if you remember, we have our pasta with us. So we'll just drop it in, and we'll take the tongs and twirl it around a bit. And we'll let it boil for about 6 to 7 minutes, because these fresh pasta, they cook really fast and they are not dried. So about 6 to 7 minutes, yep. Don't leave it for too long, if not it will get mushy. Okay, so now the pasta is about 50% done, so it had been about 4 minutes. I'm going to take it out now because later on when we're going to cook it with the ragu, it's going to cook some more. So I'm going to drain it now, and we'll catch you after that. It's finally time, so I'm just going to add olive oil to it, right? Just a bit of olive oil, let's keep it aside. Then we're going to bring in the pasta. So with the pot, just pour the pasta in. Then to give it a nice pot, we'll bring the tongs and move it around a bit on the pasta itself. Now really quickly, right, once this is going, we are going to add in the ragu. So we're going to take the ladle, and then we're going to ladle in the sauce of the ragu first. So there is one. And then a bit of the oxtail, and that should be enough. And then we're going to take it and we're going to mix it around. So now traditionally, you know, if you're making pasta, if you don't cook the sauce into the spaghetti, or let's say in this case the pappardelle, it's not really the traditional pasta. You don't just pour the sauce over the pasta, you cook it into it, right? So you put it in nicely like that, and as you can see, it's cooking well, right? And last but not least, we're just going to add a bit of parsley to it. So we're going to add a bit of parsley, and this should be enough. So give it another mix. And your oxtail ragu pappardelle pasta is ready. So I'll just plate it, and I'll send you all of you a photo so that you can see it, and well, I will get to enjoy eating it. If you like it, then you'll subscribe. If you do not like it, then please also subscribe and put your comments down below so that I know what to do next. And all the best, guys. Thank you for watching.